Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop. Yep, we're recording now, and that's right. You didn't know it, but I did. It's stealthy. We're doing this. Guys, we've got a great episode today. We're not even going to talk about Big Daddy's exploits. Oh, my kid.
You did just get back from Vegas, and you're not going to talk about it?
You guys are going to get that next episode because, whether you guys know it or not, you do know it because I'm kind of a big deal. I'm on the radio, bro. I'm the big deal on the radio, Extra 106.3, the All Four Seasons home show every Saturday, 9 a.m. Talking about everything home services related here in Atlanta. Alan, you want to know where I feel and hear and sound the best?
Where, Chris?
Usually in the morning, right after I get back from Vegas. No, I sound the best then. You know why?
Why?
Because my producer is the best in the business, and we got him on. Jerry Payne is in the house, in the hizzy. He is our producer who takes care of all of our shows and makes us sound amazing.
That's a big surprise. So can he work his magic here?
He did already. So this should probably be the best sounding audio episode we're ever going to have because Jerry came in, fixed up our segments, and said, well, your equipment's going to work, but you got to do some work. So I got some work to do, guys. We're going to do it. Make it sound even better, more crisp, everything ready to go. Don't forget to go check us out on the YouTube channel. Don't forget, we are out there. It's the Small Business Safari Podcast.com. You got the YouTube channel. You can always check us out on all your favorite podcast players. But you're probably driving around doing your thing, and that's what Jerry and I were talking about before Alan got here. Alan was a little late, but we'll forgive him on that one. So check this out, Alan.
If you hadn't said anything, they wouldn't know.
Because we don't really know what late is when we're in the radio land, right? So, Jerry, it's hard working with the talent, isn't it?
There's just these egos to manage. Everybody's the big shot. But after about 17 or 18 years, I'm actually, what we're talking about today, I'm doing something else. Now, I didn't want to interrupt you before you said my name. That's the golden rule in broadcasting, right? If you're the guest, you don't say anything before somebody introduces you.
And let me tell you, man, Jerry Payne, he's been our producer. He's been in radio. He's been through the gauntlet that is the behind-the-scenes radio here in Atlanta. He has produced the Burt Show. Again, it doesn't mean a lot to people who aren't around in Atlanta, but kind of a big deal when it comes to in the background.
So really, 2 out of 3 of us are kind of a big deal today. Is that what you're saying?
So I don't know. I guess if we're going to count, there's one,
the
two.
Little guy holding the big guys up.
Yeah, and he actually knows one of our old guests and one of Alan's best friends from radio. Southside Steve Rickman.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Don't sue me, Steve. I know you've got that trademarked.
Is he supposed to get paid every time you say that?
If he does, he's better be getting down to the racetrack because you hear it every other person when you go down there.
Oh,
if you haven't ever been to the races with Steve Rickman, that is an experience. Southside Steve at Atlanta Motor Speedway is racetrack Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude, I just went and did another podcast with him called the Red, White, and Green. Go check that out, Red, White, and Green with Steve.
What is that? I mean, it's the Italian flag, the Mexican flag. What do we do?
No, it's that you come to America and you get to make millions when you start your own business. And they wanted me to come out and talk about the millions we're making and our businesses, Alan, because that's what we do. Alan, don't chuckle.
Because you are tonning it.
I am tonning it,
That's
everybody.
What I want to do. That's what I want to do.
So that's why we have Jerry on. So Jerry has been through and running through the world that is radio, and it sounds sexy. It sounds so cool. In fact, some of the stories we talked about before we even got on were pretty cool. Like, let's tell them this one, shall we, Jerry?
Sure. Which one?
When you and Steve went into the Pink Pony, you guys went to a place called the Locker Room.
Uh-huh.
So you met.
I met Lindsay, and I met Michelle, and I met Holly. Real names, not Candy and
Amber and Mercedes and Lexus.
Yeah, and all your favorite car brand.
Those rolled off your tongue pretty quick.
Yeah,
that was a little too quick.
They were hard to forget.
Vegas, bro.
But yeah, I was special guest judge of Thongapalooza 2009, I believe it was, with Southside Steve.
There it is. Jerry says, I did not put that in my resume, but I was a judge.
Claims to fame.
2009. Thongapalooza.
Yeah, and worked with so many different people in radio, and I do have a lot of great things to say about all the people that I worked with. Like people like Steve, and all of the regular guys. I started as an intern there. Worked with the Kimmer, ran the board for him. You can hear him on Extra. Worked with just dozens of names in Atlanta radio. You mentioned the Burt Show earlier. Worked with Burt and all that cast, total crew characters. A lot of great people in radio. However, not a lot of money on the back end for the back room.
The guys in the support positions, let's just say the guys changing the tires ain't making the money the drivers are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So Alan, he says,
And yet, how critical are they to making sure that they're successful?
right.
Do you think?
Yep. And so I've lost him.
Stepped away.
Pause.
What are you doing?
This is the fun part because as
His face just lit up, by the way.
when Chris asked me to do this, he did not know that I was taking a step away from radio and going into something completely different. And I have to imagine every entrepreneur, whether it's somebody who starts something at 20 years old, 18, right out of high school or college, or somebody who does a big career pivot, there's a big leap of faith moment where you just, whatever reason you're stepping away, this is your passion, this is, you've had it with corporate or whatever it is. There's that big step of walking away. I've done that. Now I'm on the other side of that step, like, holy shit, what did I do?
What have I done to myself? Alan,
Be prepared to say that a lot.
right? So we're going to change this episode up a little bit, Alan, and we're going
That
to,
should be the title of it, by the way.
what's that?
Holy shit, what did I do?
All right, Cindy, make that the episode. That ain't going to happen.
I love Cindy, by the way.
I know you do.
Got a lot of emails from Cindy. Hello, Cindy.
That's right. Hey, Cindy, you're listening.
And she put like
Hey.
ampersand in there.
Give her a hey. Hey, at Cindy. No, can't do it. So we're gonna turn the tables. The tables have turned, and Alan, you and I are gonna grill Jerry, saying, "All right, man, it is great. Here you are. You're 40 years old. I started my business at 37. When did you
39
start
for another month.
39? I'm sorry. I keep aging him up. He's in his 30s, starting his own business. That's like the guys who like to say, I got a 6-figure business. How many again? You mean 7? You're a 7-figure business? Oh, so you made $1.1 million top line? Did you really make that? No, I didn't think so. All right. So we're gonna grill him, Alan. And we're gonna make sure he is hard, true, and ready to rock and roll in this wild world of the Small Business Safari podcast adventure team. We got to grill Jerry and figure out he's on the right path.
So if he's not crying, we haven't done our job by the end of the episode.
If you're not crying, especially after 17 years doing this, I just cried last night. Yes, we got to get Jerry crying.
You guys make it sound so fun.
It is going to be fun. All right, Alan, I'm going to let you open up first question.
So, I mean, what are you going to do, Jerry?
So my
Great
background,
question, Alan.
my background has always been in the background of radio. Right?
Hard hitting. I mean, come
Wow.
on. You just totally hit me blind with this. I don't know if he has a business plan. I don't know if he just
I
went
don't.
in a fit of rage or whatever. So what are you
This is where you're at your best, Alan, is sticking it to people who are trying to figure out how to start a business.
It's not a fit of rage, but it is a moment of, I've got to do something else, right? You do something for 17, 18 years. And the thing that I've always looked around at the people who have the kind of lifestyle that I would like
kind
to
of
have.
a midlife crisis is what it
Well,
is.
yeah, maybe you could label it that.
They'll have all that hair. I mean, good.
It's not gray yet. That's coming, I'm sure. The short version of the answer to your question is insurance. And that's the short version. Here's how I got there. So I spent this time in radio until I was about 27. That was about 5 or 6 years. Could never get hired full time. At the time, all I wanted was, I just want health insurance. I was working at a company, at one of the big broadcasters in town, doing full-time work, not getting the full-time check. Couldn't get it. So I said, I'm done with radio. I called a former worker who had gone somewhere else. Just wanted to use her as a reference. And she called me up to this. She said, hang on, before you do that, I think I've got something for you where I'm at. And so I went to an agency working with independent financial advisors, retirement planning guys, the guys who have the radio shows on the weekend. Hey, you're getting ready to retire. Give us a call. We'll do a comprehensive plan, yada, yada, yada. They sell insurance. They sell annuities. They sell, or they, mutual funds, wealth planners, things like that. And I spent 10 years with that company, but I was still doing radio things. But I learned a lot from those guys, and every single one of them was a small business owner. And they had the biggest impression on me. And what I loved about that job was the relationships that I built with them. Well, when that disappeared and somebody called me to come back to produce the morning show on Extra 106.3 and the All Four Seasons Home Show.
That's right. His favorite show every other week, All Four Seasons Home Show, co-hosted by yours truly, Chris Lalamia. Oh, back to Jerry.
Boy, that sounded really good. Buddy.
Didn't that?
It
I
is.
know. Isn't this a lot better?
Chris Lalamia.
You know what?
We'll see when
Jerry always
when
makes me
wins.
kick it up a bit.
Yeah, man. So that was kind of the stopgap. That was, hey, I'm out here on my own. I need to do something. This can be the thing while I try to figure out the next thing. And I've always been the type, my parents would teach me, you can do anything for a year. So for about a year, I produced that morning show, and it just wasn't the right fit for me. And looking at the radio landscape, I'm like, listen, this is a really tough business. I've never been the type to say, I want to have the Jerry Payne show. It's just never in my plans. Well, in radio, that's where the money is. You're either on the marquee, or you're in management, or you're in sales, and that's where the money is.
He could have done it. He's got the voice.
He does,
He's
dude.
got the energy.
Dude, how about this?
So
you guys,
basically what I
you guys
just
heard
heard
them.
though,
These are dulcet tones.
They are.
yeah.
Listen to you.
Yeah.
You're leaning- He's got a smug look on his face, just so you all.
There are some people. Do you guys remember the show WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The guy Johnny Fever.
Johnny Fever.
There are some people who a group of guys that I work out with. This group called F3. It's all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a nickname when you go and you work out with them. It's usually supposed to be something embarrassing.
Yours
you
was
can
Johnny
say in
Fever.
church.
So you got that hair,
Johnny
and,
Fever.
and a great nickname.
In the flesh.
Oh my God.
Dude, I know, right?
Yeah,
He's got a lot going for him, Alan.
he does.
Yeah.
And so basically, I heard he left radio because of you, though.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
They were the bright spots of my week. I'd be waking up at 3 a.m. going to produce this morning show, like, oh boy, we got politics for 4 hours. But then I knew in the afternoon on Thursdays, all right, I get a nice break from this. You'd get to hear from some successful business owners, some entrepreneurs.
Be in the bright spot in somebody's day.
I am, Alan. That's right, everybody. I'm the bright spot in your day right here on the Small Business Safari. All right, let's get back to Jerry, shall we?
So
I'm sounding
today is the day I actually I passed my certificate. I had to go to take the state insurance exam for property and casualty on Saturday. So I passed the certificate. I feel pretty good and ready for that. I'm in the process of getting all my licenses together. You asked about a business plan. Do I have one? Not really, no. Because I'm not starting out as
Is that
my
a
own
problem?
shop.
Is that a problem?
Is that a problem? Let's workshop this, shall we, Alan?
Yes.
Alan,
Is that a problem?
what say you, Alan?
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Chris,
But-
what say you? Yeah, that's a problem.
okay, so for 10 years you were in the industry doing what?
I was co-hosting radio shows for financial advisors.
Oh, okay. So you didn't actually work for a financial advisor.
Correct.
All right. So no sales training.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So I am I will be joining a an agency where I can use this as the training grounds. And the agent at that agency, I don't know if I should say the names or not. But the agency is the company is they wear khakis. You can figure that out.
Okay.
And
And red shirts?
yeah,
Oh, the trusted toolbox. I got you, Jake. Don't
guys
worry
are-
about that.
you guys are good neighbors too.
Thank you, good neighbors. Yes.
This agent,
Jerry Payne, call him for all your State Farm insurance needs.
he did a big pivot at 37. He was previously he had planted a church, and life went sideways on him. And so at 37, he went into the insurance industry. And so I've got someone there. He's going to be sort of my mentor over the next 3, 4, 5 years before I can actually step out fully on my own. And I think it's
So you'll basically be selling for him.
yes.
Okay.
So let's talk about that for a minute. I think, number one, no business plan, ding, minus. Sales training, ding, minus. Going to work for somebody in the industry before you go out there on your own, ding, +3.
100%, because he really doesn't need a business plan just yet.
Right? I think that's the thing, when you look at it. Hey guys, I'm going to go do this. If you know, and you're 40 and we're all in a hurry, I mean, especially in today's world, right? We're just, hey, I want it now, I want it now, and I want it now. Daddy, I want the squirrel. And you can't have it. And so right now, if you go work for somebody for a couple of years and you get to learn it and get paid or get some semblance of pay and then try, what do you think of that, Alan?
Yeah, I'm liking it better.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel a little bit more comfortable.
So this wasn't
Not yet.
completely unthought out. Not
Well, it's not-
totally without reason.
Sounds like it was kind of a wild hair, but go ahead.
No, I still have my panties are still up my ass. All right, we'll keep going. I mean, in a bunch. Sorry, Piper.
In a bunch up your ass?
That's right. All right, let's keep going.
Are they in a knot?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
that's-
holding it there?
Different podcast. The AVNs, by the way, are going to Vegas in 2 weeks.
By the way, that's what I did want to get back to that because I saw you were at Aria, which is I've only been to Vegas once. I stayed at Aria on someone else's dime. It was Super Bowl weekend and my birthday weekend all together. I was spoiled. I can't ever go back to Vegas because it can't beat that.
Can't top it.
Just no. But it was a good weekend. It was a good time.
Can you top that, Chris, by any chance?
I probably can, but we're going to go back.
I might be able to too.
Yeah. Okay.
I did come back with COVID. I thought I came back with the worst hangover of my life, but it was actually turned out to be COVID.
Oh God, that's a story for another podcast too. Is that COVID? Syphilis. All right. Let's go back to this. So he's going to go work for somebody. So I like this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the hard part. He's getting into the biz. He's got to absorb it, and he knows eventually he wants to do it. Wants to exit. The guy he's going to work for says, I want to help mentor you so you can do that. What do you think of that, Alan?
No, I think it's fantastic because the challenge that you're going to have is you're 40 years old, you're sharp, good looking, great voice and stuff, but you don't know jack about insurance. And so the second anybody asks you a complicated, I had the same thing when I switched into commercial real estate. And you're like, they assume based on your age, you've probably been doing insurance your whole life, and you're not going to know. And so to just be able to take baby steps underneath this guy's guidance is brilliant.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do, I'm sure it's going to happen, is somebody's going to ask me a question. Somebody might just ask me, how long have you been doing this?
Oh. And it's always weird when they ask that because I'm like, what did I do that gave him that question?
All right. I'm you. You're a client. You ask me that question. Go ahead.
Hey, Jerry, your hair looks great today.
It does. Thank you.
How long have you been doing insurance?
You know, it's funny. I've been in the business for about 12 years and just decided to get back and really get into this side of the business a little bit more. So I feel like this is the area I need to be in.
I see what you did there.
He lied, right?
That's a creative.
I have a lot of hair.
That's a creative.
Jerry said I had hair. No, I went with it.
I see what you did because
I didn't lie. I didn't lie.
In the financial services,
you were in the industry.
I was working in the financial services world in a marketing.
Call it what you will. You were in the industry
in a
for
marketing
12 years.
capacity.
I don't care what you did. You were in the industry for 11 years, decided to get on this side of the industry, and I'm really enjoying where I'm at now.
Because the truth about it is, I'm not married to this idea of being, wearing khakis for the rest of my life. Now, if that happens, great. If I like it, they're great. But if I decide I want to be independent and work with retirees and go into that world, which is where I have more experience.
Then you wear Panama shorts?
Yes.
Okay.
Sanzabels.
My favorite.
Oh, those things. Where did those things go?
Sanzabel.
Right.
Sanzabel
slacks used to be the old, before that we had the elastic shorts and everything that we have today.
Okay.
Those are the only elastic pair you ever had.
Awesome.
So every fat boss you ever worked for had Sanzabels.
So my favorite financial advisor, and I'll give him a shout out down in Melbourne, Florida on the Space Coast. His name's Jim Fox. He was a combat infantry Marine. Just one of my favorite people on the planet. I love him so much that he even manages some of my parents' money. He has a rule. He wears flip-flops or cowboy boots, and there is no in between. When he's in the office, it's either boots, and that's for the nice events, for the client events, or flip-flops. That's it. You don't get them in between.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So you're getting into this business, and I think that's the answer, because don't let them see you sweat.
That's a great answer.
They don't need to know that. And you know what? By the way, in today's world, you'll go find out the right information and help them and guide them the right way. So I don't feel like I was disingenuine, Alan. I feel like
you just made up a word.
Disingenuine. Actually, my son would have given me 25 cents for that. He did that the other day. I said something. He goes, Dad, that's a great word. I'm going to give you 25 cents. I'm like, so let me get this straight. You're in law school. I'm paying for everything and continue to pay for everything. And you're giving me my quarterback.
And the fact that he had a quarter in his pocket at his age.
And
did he Venmo to it?
Check this out. So I put the quarter in my cup in my truck. I'm going to put that up on my wall and tape it. I'm thrilled that my son gave me a quarter. Yeah, because I love that idea.
Just lacquer that thing. Put it in a really nice frame with some good lighting. You got handymen who can come in and put a light in here.
I do have handymen who can do these. I don't know if I could, but okay. I'm getting worse and worse.
As I say, not as I do.
Yeah. So I mean, I love this idea, but he's going in. He's going to go in and probably make less than he was making before.
Yeah. So you married?
No. Kid? And she won't listen to this. She's not going to find. And if she does listen to this, we'll put it later. We're shopping for rings right now.
Oh, Hello.
Without a paycheck, by the way.
Yeah.
Alan,
No.
Alan, you want to workshop that one?
Yeah. Well, it does make it a little easier if you're on a mac and cheese budget for a little while. So
Yeah.
no wife, no kids.
No kids.
Okay.
I've just moved in with her. I'm selling my place right now. Fun story about that. We both live in townhomes in the same neighborhood in Woodstock. She moved in about a year and a half after I got there. We matched on one of the apps a month before she moved in. We matched on Hinge, and come to find out, she's moving in 5 doors away from me. Now, I wasn't. If that girl moved into my neighborhood and started walking her dog around, there wasn't no way I was letting her go by without at least a hello, how you doing? So we would have met anyways, but we got a little head start. And then from day one, we pretty much lived together.
Look at that, man. 5 doors down.
Hallway.
How about a 5-door down booty call? Huh? What? This kid knows how to kill it. I mean, again, you've said that before. Go check it out on YouTube. Hey, ladies, he's taken, but you can go check it out. Good looking guy, a lot of hair, and a great voice, and a great personality.
6'2", size 12 shoe.
Thank you.
Got it.
Let's go.
That was in my dating profile on the apps.
All right. So, you don't have to give a number. Financial reserves. How long can you coast without an income?
Without an income at all?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Maybe 5-6 months.
With Sugar Mama?
Oh yeah.
Let me. Do you get 15
I mean,
more
so she does very well. She works for a commercial real estate company, and she's a marketing director. She does very well.
Oh,
Mr. Roy.
Listen, right now,
nice.
now, boys.
Hey, come on.
Wow.
Keep it manscaped, bro. Keep it manscaped. That's what I'm saying.
Back to work for a passion.
Art of shaving can help you out.
Art of shaving. He was just on Eric Malik.
No. That is a great thing. It's like you don't want to take advantage of this. I'm not sitting at home and eating bonbons all day. Maybe so I can be a stay at home dog man.
Being disingenuous now?
No. I don't even know what that means. I'm not gonna.
So yes, we've both been
Now you're
carrying a
getting worked
mortgage.
up, Alan.
We've both been carrying a mortgage for this past almost 2 years now, so it makes sense to the whole plan was always to move in together, maybe at a different place, but this has sped that up a little bit.
You know what? So in America, we have a common law marriage, but Jerry's talking about a common sense marriage. And let's vote right now. And
Where you? I'm not going to.
Listen, there was a time.
I'm voting no, Jerry.
There was a
But
time
that's
in
a
my
different
youth
story for my background.
where I wanted to, and I did live like Southside Steve, our good friend that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I lived like him for a little while, but you had to grow up at some point. Even Steve knows that.
Attaboy.
I don't know if Steve knows that.
You know what? I think he knows it. He just doesn't like it. I'll tell you this. He loves his wife Amanda. He loves those two boys with everything he's got.
Yes.
I will say that. But he is still like what's the oh my God, I just lost my mind. Tinkerbell. What's the that one? He's the boy who's never gonna grow up.
Oh, Peter Pan. There we go.
But I mean, God, he's just so much fun, man. Every time you get
that. You almost called Southside Steve Tinkerbell.
No, I never. Oh God, thank God he won't listen to this. Oh no, he's a man.
So again, don't need to tell me numbers. Is there some sort of a comp structure put in place with this guy?
Yes, and so I had a few. Here's how I actually did this. I thought to myself, I want to be. The end goal is that idea of working with retirees and helping them plan out their finances for their future.
So why do you like people like Chris?
He's not quitting for another 15, 20 years.
I can't.
Yeah.
but I am old. Thank you, Alan.
That big podcast studio ain't going to pay for itself.
Right? Because I got to make that big podcast studio happen for Big Daddy.
I think about my own parents. My dad, both of my parents came from extremely dirt poor beginnings. My dad's from a tiny little dot on the map in Alabama. My mom's from South Georgia. They both grew up very, very poor. Did very well for themselves. Neither one of them are entrepreneurs. They stayed at the same companies for 30, 40 years.
They did it the old way.
Yeah, my dad was at the railroad for 42 years. My mom was at an insurance company, and she worked her way up to be the claims director by the end of it. And so what I always learned from them was you go somewhere, you work your ass off, and one day it'll pay off. And I believe in that. However, the people that I see reaping the most benefits are the people who work their asses off and have a piece of it, own the piece of it. And I think when you're just in sales, I mean, you have to treat that as though you're a small business owner, right? I mean, you have to treat every client as though your name's on the marquee.
Alan?
It is kind of funny because they're probably right, but you're also right. I mean, the entrepreneurs out there, what they have is they have a chance. and it's in their own control.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't always get there. And so, I'm on my second entrepreneurial venture. Meanwhile, my brother-in-law, who was in sheet metal, in the union, and he just retired, and he's got, whatever in the bank, and is probably going to be paid 80% of his salary till the day he dies, and he's retired, and he's having fun. And then my other brother-in-law, school teacher, he's at the point now somehow he can double dip and retire at a pretty young age. They're both younger than me, and it's like, okay, did you win, or am I still in the race, and some point I'm going to win?
So here's what I'll bring you back to, because you asked me, why do I want to help people who want to retire? Because of those kinds of things. Pensions, right? That's what those guys have in common. They know what they're walking away from.
He's never had formal sales training, but he listens, and he waits, and then he strikes.
What?
Genius.
Would you call that? Would you call that instinct?
No, yeah, it is a good instinct.
Can we go back to Jerry?
So
meanwhile,
my parents,
secret squirrel over here.
my dad has railroad retirement, which going back to when I was early in my 20s, and I was like, hey,
No, actually, but back to the point. I do want to get back to this. So pensions, and you were going with eventually pensions.
Poof.
Your dad has a pension as well from the railroad?
Railroad retirement is among the best.
Podcast, we need to use words.
It's even
Do we?
Yeah.
It's even better.
I can't go.
Railroad
Everybody knows what that
retirement-
means. Hey, if you're driving another car, you know what means. That means forget about it. Forget about it. That's
They
what I'm saying.
can't see your hands.
Focus, right? It can go to nothing. Pensions for the railroad retirement, I don't know all the details of it, but it's better than most pensions that are out there because it goes back to when, this country was first founded and they were expanding. Railroad retirement so he'll never get Social Security, but he gets more because
Yeah,
he's
he
railroad
doesn't need it.
retirement. Right,
Right.
exactly. So I want to help people who have worked their asses off, small business owners or somebody who's just got a 401k. I want to help them turn that into something like a pension. And I know that you can't say turn it into a pension because I've had the compliance training of being in that world of marketing towards retirees and people who are about to
The
retire.
good news is
For
we're
10
not only an explicit podcast, we are non-compliance.
We're not
we are
advertising
non-compliant.
anything.
Hey,
We're not
no, you're
advertising.
right. Find a damn
Because
thing.
we've had financial planners on the show, and they couldn't talk about anything.
Right.
Except themselves.
And it sucked.
Yeah, it did.
It was way back when.
So what I want to do is help people develop those income plans. You can say that. An income plan that can be guaranteed for the rest of your life. The only thing that can accomplish that, as far as I know, you can use life insurance, you can use annuities, and then you can use, it's a combination strategy, really. Life insurance, annuities, and a good wealth management strategy.
How about Bitcoin?
Well, listen, if you want to roll the dice, if you want to go to Vegas and you want to throw stuff into meme coins and Bitcoin, I have some crypto.
How about putting everything on red on roulette at Aria the night before you leave, and then you didn't hit, and you walk away going, "Why did I just do that?" Is that a good strategy?
I'll tell you.
This is hypothetical.
How
Alan.
about silver and gold? That's what's rocketing up right now.
It's at an all-time high.
And guess who bought? So you asked about reserves. I have some crypto out there, not, and nothing much north of 5 digits. And I've got some silver, stashed away in a safe somewhere buried in the backyard. And that could be close to 5 digits. If I had to cash all that stuff in, sure, I can do that. But I've got my sugar mama. So there is a cushion somewhere.
It's always back to the sugar mama.
You know what?
It's genius.
I'm-
He's diabolical.
He's got that laugh too.
I know.
That laugh was awesome.
Serial killer.
Oh my God, that was.
I say I don't have a plan, but I got a plan. I just don't want to tell everybody
You got
about
a plan.
You don't want to admit
But
to
don't do anything like me. That's what I encourage anybody. Don't do it my way.
Let's get a couple hard-hitting questions. Jerry, what are you scared of?
Spiders.
Okay.
That's why I didn't want to go learn how to crawl.
That's such a good heart.
One of your guests on the All Four Seasons Home Show, his home office is a mile from my house, and I met with him. He's an electrician. Told him what the worst day looks like, and he's like, "Well, you could be in a crawl space, pulling conduit and everything." And I've done a little bit. I did that as a summer job, commercially. Didn't have to get into a crawl space. As soon as he said crawl space, I was like, "Nope, I'm out." So spiders terrify me. Also, just this fear of.
Gary, I just got to say, I just got the first double bird of 2026. I feel very good about that.
Fuck you, Alan. So that's what that translates to.
What are
Just
your
for those
fears
nerds.
in the upcoming business?
Yeah,
In the upcoming business, just that
whatever.
the biggest fear was walking away from my comfort zone, right? And what I had to realize was the even bigger fear than that was staying there and never trying anything else. So I am going to go try this thing. I know I'm going to have embarrassing moments. I know I'm going to have days where I don't sell a damn thing. I'm going to completely fail and fall on my face. I do have somebody who, I've vetted this guy pretty good, went through some good interviews, and I'm like, all right, this guy can be patient. This guy can teach me. I'm going in humble, and I'm going in with, all right, teach me and be patient with me.
Okay, so honestly,
Yeah.
how are you at taking a no?
Good. I mean, no is 90% of life, right? You got to ask the next. You got to ask the next question.
Hey, Alan, ask me that question.
Hey, Chris, how are you at taking a no?
Oh, honestly, good.
I might go break something.
Your car might not be running when I get out of this house.
How are you at taking 20 no's in a row?
20 no's in a row is probably tough, but
You've never done it before.
Go ahead, Alan, ask me.
Well, hold on now.
Yeah.
I was single man until 2 years ago. I've had plenty of nights.
No,
It was
come on.
one out of
No,
three.
you never had that many.
One
no's.
out of three.
Go ahead, ask me.
Chris, how are you at taking 20 no's in a row?
How many pills do I have to take to go dead? It's hard. I mean, here's the thing. So two things. I think first, when people talk about why did you start your own business, and I said, I was more scared of being 60 years old, which I'm very close to, of never trying it.
Right.
And saying at 60, I wonder if I had the chops to do it. Mm-hmm. I was more scared of that. And that fear drove me through my passion. On another podcast, I will tell you, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, and Jerry, by the way, you're passionate about helping older people with their money, that's where you're going to end up. And I know that's where you're going to roll. And that's why we need to have you on this podcast, because I want to be able to tell you that. But it's that fear. And the fear drives you through those hard times, because those 20 no's, you're ready to find a knife. And if I was actually a real man, I could kill myself. And I can't. God, that's stupid. No, you can't, because 20 no's, it gets hard. It gets depressing. And you only see one way out. And the one way out is the abyss. And you got to say, no, fuck that. I'm going to go back up, because I'm more scared of not being, I want to make sure I can do this.
Well, the 21st call you make, if that's a yes, they have no idea that you just had 20 no's, right?
Unless they can smell it on you. So,
Yeah.
How many no's in a row do you take before you realize I need to change something?
Usually 2.
Really?
I'm
That quick?
switching quick. Yeah, man. I mean, I am trying another tactic, but you actually just said the smell the fear thing. I never, when I sold from the scarcity, I could tell I was losing a lot. When I came in like Big Daddy, swinging it, telling everybody I knew what's going on,
Yeah.
and walked out going, you can buy from me if you want. You don't want to buy from me? I don't care.
Screw
Next
you,
thing
stupid.
Huh? Say hello to my little friends. And boom, I win.
Take it or leave it. That's
I did.
property of a contract of adhesion, by the way. I've been
Yeah.
doing my study.
Oh.
What is it called? What? Adhesion? What?
I don't know. He said
You wouldn't know. You're
know
not an
what?
insurance professional.
he gets a quarter. He's got that evil laugh. That one might not work.
I want to go back to
Are
something
you
talked
an
about.
insurance professional yet?
No,
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So how do you know what it means?
Oh, hang
because
on.
I've been studying.
Uh,
I'm well on it. This is that giant leap, the leap of faith, right? I'm on the other side of this thing. I'm
it's
right
not as
here
big of a
to
leap as you're making it sound, because you've experienced it for 10 years. So you've seen it enough to know I actually like doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you? Or
Where I'm starting in is going to be the property and casualty and life and health. I'm starting in the insurance world with the ultimate goal to kind of be more financial services. And I think that'll happen pretty quickly. Just
and
based
why do you feel that?
because if you start with the exercises of, okay, I'm going to try to sell insurance for your auto, insurance for your home, insurance for your life, and everything like that, having those conversations is going to eventually build up the confidence where now I can talk about what's really these kinds of things. You have to have car insurance. You have to have home insurance. You don't have to have life insurance. It's a good idea. But then you get to what people hold on to. I think people in general look at something like their retirement savings. That's the thing that people don't want to talk about.
So what's going to be your unique selling proposition?
My unique selling proposition.
And if you don't have it, I won't embarrass you. You need to have it.
That's something that I will have to develop over the next several years. I'll tell you right now.
Jerry, remember when you had to take all the stammers and the quiet stuff out of all the audio?
Yeah, buddy.
We have a lot of fucking quiet right there. You need to work on that one, because as much as this pains me, I can't even look at him right now. That's exactly what you need to work on. He's right, and that's the Buddha moment.
Because you're going to be competing against who?
Every other
Every insurance guy.
And you know what they all
Who've been
have?
doing it for how long?
So, I mean, the cliche answer. The
Now,
answer
they don't
that I
have your
want-
hair.
The answer that
They
I
don't
want
have
to
your
say
eye
is the
contact.
cliche
They don't
answer.
have your voice.
I'm going to say the only thing they got going for them is that they got 2 arms, they got 2 legs, and they have the other thing in between. But they don't have your hair, bro. No I'm kidding. But that's your unique selling proposition.
and
I got
again,
a great head of
the
hair.
cliche. I get
He
shit.
needs product, bro.
There's a lot of people that do any number of industries just for money. And I have never been one to go out and, I mean, I worked in radio for 17, 18 years and never made much money. I want to go and help people. That is the problem that I want to solve.
So other people are going to say the same thing.
Right.
You're going to need to be able to demonstrate
Yep.
what makes you different. Why? I mean, what does it really look like when you really want to help people?
And the key word there was demonstrate. That's actions. So now this is us preaching back to you.
Yes.
Here we are. And where you're at, you're in a great spot. I love that the fact that you did that. You have to sell. You have to think about your business from a position of fear of, I don't want to be the guy who didn't make it happen. But check this out. What he's talking about is your unique value proposition and what you do. You have a radio background, and you had so many contacts that you named before we got started. You need to start talking about how you can connect other people and make their life better by being around you. My insurance agent, Rusty Clifton, which is definitely a name in a novel. He connects me with.
So is he the murderer or the detective?
He is always a detective. He's
Okay.
Rusty Clifton. Rusty is my insurance agent. Does he help me with my insurance? Yes. Is insurance a commodity for my house and all? Yeah. But you know what? How many times have I referred that guy? I can't tell you. Probably over 20.
And why? Why?
Because he connects me with other people. Hey, Chris, you need to know this guy. Hey, Chris, you want to go to the Georgia game? I'm not buying the tickets, but I got a way to do it. I'm not saying he's giving me stuff. He's giving me connections.
Right.
He's building my relationships.
Yeah.
You are a great networker. You need to build on that. So one of the things I wanted to tell you when you came on this podcast, run from the fear. Always run from the fear. That's what's going to drive you. Always sell from the theory of abundance. And then 3, use your networking skills and then I guess 4, use that great head of hair he's got and that coiffed beard, which is beautiful. The beard is beautiful. Well manscaped.
Let me tell you exactly what I'm planning on doing tomorrow morning. Because now that I have my mornings back, I'm not reporting to the station at 5 a.m. and on the air until 10, whatever it is. Woodstock Business Club meets every Thursday at 8 a.m. Tomorrow morning at Reformation Brewing, I'm going to be there. Not because I'm there to sell insurance. I want to meet all of these small business owners. I want to meet all of these people there because that is exactly what I love doing is
Alan,
the networking.
When this guy walks into our club and he says, hey, I'm Jerry Payne, I sell insurance, and I wear khakis, and I have a red shirt. You're like, blah, blah, blah. If he goes,
nice to meet you. I got to go take a leak.
If he says, hey, guys, how you doing? Hey, I used to be on the radio, and you probably have heard me on the radio. Probably not. Yeah, but by the way, you have because he has he voices over commercials.
He could say I was on the Rusty Clifton show, and they're all going to go.
No, not the Rusty Clifton show. He could say, yeah. He goes, have you ever heard of the Burt Show?
I've never heard of the Burt Show.
And that's
Southside Steve.
The word insurance might not even come out of my mouth.
But I've been on radio. They all want to hear those stories.
Yeah.
Because when we had Southside Steve on, and then I'm like, did you really get shot with the BBs? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. And I go, did he really get shot with the BBs? He goes, that was before my time, but I can tell you the plunger challenge is a real thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, hello. All right, guys, we're coming up on it.
We shouldn't be. This is good.
Can I give you one thing? You just talk about radio stories, and I'll give you an example. Ask me who the most famous person I've ever interviewed is.
Who's the most famous person you've ever interviewed?
Mike Tyson.
Ooh.
There's not many people more famous at any point in history than Mike Tyson since he's been around.
And you interviewed him.
I sat down with him in a hotel suite in Beverly Hills. And we set this. There's a long story here that's kind of fun, but I don't want to take up the rest of the time.
Tiger?
No.
I was going to ask the same thing, Alan. That's why he's my co-host, and you were all thinking it too. Was there a tiger?
There was no tiger. Right. We were in Aria. We had set, or no. We were in Beverly Hills.
To Aria. That place is just.
This was Beverly Hills. I got my metaphors mixed up for a second.
By the way.
We had been interviewing NFL Hall of Famers and all these other athletes and popular celebrities in the kind of room that you would rent for that downstairs amongst the general public all day long. Well, you get Mike Tyson. You got to go upstairs to his suite. That's not where he's staying. They've just rented this out for this purpose.
Little hot box up there.
Glad you said it, because as soon as we get up there, nobody's here. We're the first ones there.
All right, hang on, everybody. What lingo are you using,
I'm gonna
Alan,
tell you.
for the love hot box?
So Tyson, his handlers and his whole cadre of people start to come open the door after I've set up all the equipment and everything. They start to walk in the room, and I smelled him before I could see him. This is at the time when he was.
It wasn't alone.
No, he was first investing in marijuana in those farms. And now, fun fact, he has his own edibles, which are little gummy ears, which are
I want
nice.
to hear Mike Tyson say edibles. And Mike Tyson, please don't murder me.
Edible. But he walked in. I could smell him from across the room, and I was very happy that he was sedated, because I did not want to catch him when he was not.
No.
And he's a very nice guy. He just shook his hand, said, "Have a seat, champ," and we're gonna ask some very simple questions. And I had a couple of financial advisors who were very intimidated by his presence, which, I mean, I can do good interviews. I listen to people and then respond. I mean, that is this side of the interview is not usually where I sit. It's kind of fun being over here. But yeah, we sat down with Tyson, and he was great. And the guys that we were there who were interviewing, the advisors, they were terrified. And then we wrapped it up, and he said, "Okay." Signed a few boxing gloves, and we were on our way out of there.
I like his chances just because of the listening piece, because most people in sales just don't, and I know you don't either. And
What?
And I mean, when I say listen, I mean hear. And I mean, you have to hear what your people are saying, and you're not just sitting there waiting for them to shut up like Chris does with me in order to say what you want to say. You have to hear what they're saying so that you know what to say.
That's so when I was
Good point, dude.
when I basically cold called a few of these agencies, and I said, "Hey, this is my background. I want to go into this world." And they had me take one of these assessments, right? And it's kind of like a not vocational. What's the word I'm looking for? What are your natural talents, right?
Yeah.
And the Good Neighbors, they have their very own proprietary assessment that you take. Mine said that I was a good listener, and they put that under the empathy score. I was very optimistic with people. I trust people a lot, and I see the best in people. But it said that I wasn't naturally assertive, which sounds like a negative. But what that really means for me, because I am assertive, I wake up early and go to work and work hard and follow through and pay attention to detail.
Which is different than assertive, but go ahead.
I knew that was coming.
What
Thank
I
you,
do,
Alan.
what I
What I
don't
raised
do,
by a school teacher.
I don't interrupt people. I wait and I listen and I hear it, and then I respond to what they were saying.
Nice. No, Alan, I think you're right on it, dude. I think that's the part that he's going to have to work on, active listening, but also being able to come back and be that assertive person that says, "Hey, you know what?" Instead of saying, "Oh, that's a great point," you go, that's kind of like bullshit. So you go, has he ever done that before? So let's keep going for just a few more minutes. This is going to be fun. Alan.
Yeah, so assertive is more in the line of being aggressive, like
right?
A little bit more of a killer instinct kind of a thing. And
What? Sorry, that just jumped off.
Were you a linebacker?
I was not. Did I play defensive line? Yes. Did I play offensive line? Yes. Did I play tight end? Yes. Did I like to hit people?
Should have been a linebacker.
No. I just I was too slow.
Really?
But I loved hitting people. I mean,
you were just like an Italian Bobby Boucher.
All right, back to Jerry, please.
I was a swimmer in high school.
That's too much work.
No, I wouldn't talk about that.
Don't bring that one up. Actually, with the women, maybe cool because he's got that coif of hair.
Yeah.
But I think back to the assertive part, that's where the asking for the sale at the end.
Right.
Hey, it was a great relationship. Oh my God. And I'm going to use my favorite one that I use with the boys. You can go in for a sale. You start talking and you're having fun. And next thing you know, you're all talking about Auburn football. I love Auburn football. I love Auburn football. You're having mutual masturbation over that, but you ain't winning. Winning's fun.
You got to close.
Sales, you got to
close
it. That's the assertive part. That's what Alan's going for.
Yeah.
But assertive doesn't have to mean being a dick.
Right. It doesn't have to mean rude.
Right.
What? Shut up, boys. All right.
And these are the things that I'm going to learn.
I'm not.
Right.
Okay.
This is what I'm excited about. What I'm doing is I'm leaning into the things that I'm not naturally gifted at, and I'm going to have to learn those, and that's going to be hard.
So okay, so he's got the sugar mama.
Yeah.
He's got a paycheck. He's
Yeah.
got a runway, and he's got a couple of years to learn. And he's got a bit of a target. He has a target.
He has a target.
So,
And do we know where he wants to be? Let's keep going through the list.
yeah, so there's going to be the long range things, but then I do want to kind of encourage him on the business plan piece, developing that as he goes. So,
All right, let's hit that.
Yeah.
So let's give him a few more little pieces of advice, and then you and I are going to give him the thumbs up or thumbs down.
yeah, I'm already kind of thumbs up. I
Go
just
Caesar on me.
Hey.
Oh, do we keep the suspense for the end of the episode? Okay.
Please, for the end. For the love. It's called the teeth.
Cindy,
Gary, it's hard working with the talent. It is so hard working with the talent.
if you do send a limo on time to my house tonight, a lot better mood.
So I think where he's going, and we both agree on this one, is that in your business plan, you're on day 0 right now, right? We want to hear day 365. What are you going to do every 24, 30 days, every month? Get your monthly goals put in place. What are you going to do to make sure that you're successful? I'm tracking towards it. It doesn't mean dollars, and dollars on 30 days doesn't mean a thing. I don't care if you score a $2 million deal on day 30. We're talking about those activities that lead up to those deals. That's what we're looking for.
So I'm kind of thinking where he's at right now, all he needs, to your point, is a sales plan.
Yep.
But he needs to develop a business plan for when suddenly the, sugar uncle goes away and you take that first step and you got to pay rent and you might have to pay for an admin and
I'll have to hire and fire people. I've never done that.
And exactly. And when do I hire somebody to scale? All that stuff is where the business plan is going to come in. So you need a sales plan for the next how many ever years you're committed here for your apprenticeship. But then you need a business plan for when you actually go out and you're responsible for it.
And to Alan's point, what he's basically telling you is like, brother, you're going to do this for 2 years. You're like, dude, look at me, man. I'm clearing 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to go on your own. Guess where that 200 comes from? You're paying her 60 grand to work in the office.
And at that
help
point,
you
you're
with that.
married and you probably got 3 kids.
So now you're down to 140.
3 in 2 years?
Oh my God, dude, he is.
Have you seen her?
Twins run
I
my
have it.
family. They do.
Oh my God, he is fertile though. But
I'm going to be great quick, boys.
you know what? Hopefully you keep that freaking hair though, because you don't want to be like these guys. I had a guy tell me, I was walking around. He goes, "Man, how old are you?" He goes, "Wow, man, I had you for younger." I said, "Well, that's because I don't have any gray hair." He goes, "Well, you have gray burns." I said, "Well,
Thanks.
I said he just keeps." I was like,
Some people just don't know when to keep their mouth shut.
what? Come on, let's keep talking. I kept going with him. Anyway, but that's what Alan's point is, that when it's the scale, it costs money.
Right.
And so as you're building, we want you to squirrel away that money to be thinking about that build, because year 4, you actually might make less than you did in year 2 with your plan.
Right.
Now for me,
And it might be a success at that point.
100%. Yeah. And in year, I'll give you a good example. I made more money in year 7 than I did in year 10. And you're like,
Because you're scaling.
I was scaling.
Got
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
So I personally took home less.
Investing back into it.
That's right. I mean but then you got to think about that, because mama's looking for a check, right? Baby's now after 10, he's probably looking at 8 kids where you're going, Ellen?
At least, I think. See,
He's
twins or triplets?
He
in the
is
family?
fertile.
Twins in the family.
Okay.
So if we can knock a boy and a girl out on the first swing,
Yeah, I mean, there
And we got to do the final 4 questions before we get out of here.
Yeah.
I do want to give you just a little bit of that.
Let's do it.
All right. So you send me the
Number
4
1.
questions. Number 1 was the book.
Give us a book that you would refer to all of our listeners.
So Jerry just pulled us into our own 4 questions.
He did.
That's impressive.
He
Doing
was
radio a little while.
I tell you, he's got the sales instincts.
He does.
You see that?
The Art
He's
of
leading
War.
the conversation.
Art of
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu.
No, I'm sorry. The Art of War is Sun Tzu. What I'm going to recommend is The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. You ever heard of it?
Sydney, edit this out. Hey,
We're just
talk to
dumbfounded.
Jerry about that. No, I don't know.
All right. The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Obviously, it's a play on The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Everybody's heard of War or The Art of War. Stephen Pressfield is he's a best-selling author. He didn't write his first novel until he was in his 40s. In his book, he defines basically whatever your fear is, going back to you were talking about fear earlier, he defines that as resistance. Resistance is anything that keeps you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. So whatever you don't want to do, that's what you should do. That's his whole point. He defines resistance, then he talks about overcoming resistance, and then in the third chapter he gets into a little bit of call it supernatural, call it maybe even religious. He talks about defining the muse and how you go about tapping into this state of what you're actually supposed to do in life. Really easy read.
I did that.
Really, really good.
Different story. All right. All right. Great. Love that one. Number 2.
Is all you heard was tapping into?
I did. I did not. No, I talked.
You're not in Vegas anymore.
He talked about the muse.
Are we talking about the aria again?
No.
Ooh, the Muse would be a nice name for a hotel out in Vegas.
It would be.
Did you make some good connections this weekend?
I did.
Let's call them.
All right. Hey, actually, always be selling, bro.
Insurance.
On the way out there, dude, boom. Got 2 lawyers who are going to call us for some work out there. I got another guy who's going to call me. We're going to do some work on the way back.
So the business trip.
That's what I wrote up for that.
That's what the IRS is going to find.
What's your weakness? I mean, truly, not an interview one. I mean, what do you suck at?
What do I suck at?
Everybody sucks at something.
Man, I mean, I would say that the assertive piece. I mean, that was the thing that I was
Administrative.
He said assertive.
No.
No. I'm throwing out some ones because he's
administrative. I can keep up with details and everything.
Right.
I can keep up with good.
But you've never hired or fired.
I have not done that. I've hired people in a managerial position over.
How about accounting?
That's not my strength.
Ooh.
Follow up.
I'm great at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see.
But still passing for you?
Yeah. No. I just
I
want him to be aware of his weak spots.
I know.
My weak spot.
When you go on your own. I mean, so you're an amazing producer, but whatever you suck at, somebody else is picking up for you, and you may not even know it. When you're on your own, that person doesn't exist,
Right.
and whatever those blind spots are, whatever you suck at, is going to be the cancer that eats at the body, and you need to address that, or be aware of it, or hire for it, or train yourself.
I'm self-aware enough to know that. All right, let's say I have a good first year. And then let's say I get into my second year and I'm crushing it, and I, hit 6 figures for the first time in my life. I know enough to know about myself to say, you better watch out because you'll probably take your foot off the gas. You probably would. So
nice.
I have to lean into that and look at that and say, listen, kid, you're not done. You got to keep going.
What I always like to say, what did you say again? That was amazing, Alan. Cindy, put that in. I'm going to put that in my next book and make sure you put me. Alan, that was an amazing quote. You're right, because what you said was 100% spot on. That becomes the cancer that eats from the within, and that's what kills you. Yeah.
So I'm watching out for that weakness. The one you can get comfortable. When you get comfortable, that's when guys.
That's a good one to be aware of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an Alabama football fan, right?
Oh, you've been comfortable.
They were comfortable for a very long time.
Long time.
And those last few years of Nick Saban, they didn't win championships. So,
but you still felt like
they were still in the game. Yeah, sure, because you had Saban at the top, and he was holding them accountable as much as he could.
All right, we got to get back to this. I'm going to keep you guys reeled in. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm the guy doing this.
Why are you here?
What am I doing?
I usually have to do this. But
I know. Oh my God,
this is why it's more fun on this side of the mic.
Oh, all right.
You're not fun anymore, Chris.
All right. Oh, Alan got another one. All right. Question number 2. I just put it the first finger and the second finger the right way. Question number 2. You ready?
Yeah.
Good, because I don't remember what it was. What's the favorite feature of your home, especially now that you're moving in with Sugar?
It's going to be Sugar Mama.
Right?
There's no point.
Of course, that. Give me my good boy points, my brownie points at home. So moving out of my previous townhome, I had a balcony that was a screened-in balcony right off my master bedroom. It was just a nice coffee spot for the mornings. It was just a really not a lot of. It's one of only, I think, 5 in the neighborhood that had it. In
like 3 a.m. in the morning for you.
Well, yeah, going out there and getting dressed to not wake her up. Yeah. But no, going out there in the morning and just, sitting on the balcony and it was screened in, no bugs. I really enjoyed that. What was the other piece that I thought about? We'll get to the DIY stuff in a second, but that was my favorite.
Getting there.
That was my favorite feature of my 1,600-foot townhome. There wasn't a lot.
You know what? Let's just skip right to it because you got some good DIY nightmare stories.
Dude.
Let's do it. Jerry grew up in a house that very similar to you and me, Alan, where we didn't hire out anything.
Wouldn't spend $1.
Anything. Because we could fix everything until we couldn't, or we would die trying.
I am actually at that point right now where I've told you I have a leak in the shower upstairs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I can do it, but I should really hire Chris.
You really
But I
called
think
me.
I could do it.
All right,
but I really
should
should.
this. I told you, for the love of God, you can't do this. All right, but that's the way we grew up.
Yeah.
Go.
My dad, we had a screened-in porch, and Mom wanted a TV on the screened-in back porch. So Dad, being the do-it-yourselfer that he was, decides to take a real nice, what do you use, an auger? I'm not the handyman.
Drill.
Well, yeah, drill, but
That's
like
it.
an auger bit on it, I think. He was going through the siding, through the insulation, through everything else, and
So he was doing the long drill bit. Yep.
he found himself, what is it, 220 or 240?
We call it 240.
Yeah, he found himself a 240 line before the breaker box.
Or Alan, what we just talked about, that's 3 phases of electricity running right through your ass.
Well, yeah, and
your
three
hand.
phases sent him about 8 feet across the backyard.
That makes you a Greek god when you have lightning shooting out of your ass.
Thank
my
and the only
I've been there, bro.
this is my old man.
He told me this story earlier. I started dying.
This is my old man.
He's thinking nobody else has done this. I'm like, I'm not even going to tell him I did this.
My old man still would have gone back and kept trying if not for my mom. Saw it happens. Obviously, like, you're going to kill yourself. Go finally call someone. Mom is the one who actually makes all the financial decisions. When I realized that, that was just a learning moment in life for me, because Dad he would have gone right back at it.
And that happened right in front of you.
No, I was not there. I heard about it later. One that I did see. Let's see. We put up some cars on some really shoddy jack stands a few times to change some brakes. Thankfully, that never fell. My DIY story.
Ooh. Boy, I never thought about car DIY.
Oh boy, that's a whole.
That is a new category.
That is, well, because we were in my growing up in Jackson, we were the guys where all the boys would bring the cars over and we would work on them at our house, because we weren't the hunters, we weren't the fishermen. We grew up in Jackson, Michigan, which is a small town outside of Detroit. But we started working on cars. But we would do shit like that. Well, my dad would be like, you can jack it up. We'd jack it up with whatever. And then we had a garage jack, so
You know what an Alabama creeper is?
And then, we were under Alabama creepers all the time. That's exactly what we called them.
Slice of cardboard.
Oh, yeah.
It's also Alabama chrome. Good duct tape.
Duct tape.
We had a lot of Alabama creepers. That's exactly what we called them in Michigan, by the way.
Yeah. It's nice to know that some of the South.
Did you really?
We did. We called them Alabama creepers. Yeah.
When you get outside,
when you took a piece of plywood and slid underneath with it.
Yeah. When you get outside of the cities up north, there's really not too many differences between that and
No, you're right about that.
But back to the house stories. I love that 240 shot across the yard.
Just the absolute worst. The one that happened to me, I was living in college. My parents, they bought this house. My whole duty was, all right, have roommates and keep the mortgage paid. Basically, take care of the place. And they were the landlords, right? Great arrangement. It worked for 15 years until everybody got married and went off. And then all of a sudden it was me by myself. So I went and got my own place. But we had a storm one time. We had a fence, a good privacy fence. It was on a full acre lot, very wooded lot. The fence went back about 2/3 of the way. So there was still, it was 100 feet away from the house. Now we have a tree come down. This is an 80 or 90-year-old oak tree, I was told by the arborist who eventually came out there. And this was outside the fence about 3 or 4 feet, and it fell away from the fence. Well, this root ball comes up and completely demolishes the fence. Now, we are do-it-yourselfers in the Payne household. So first thing my dad shows up with is this little, maybe a 14-inch chainsaw that we're going to try to cut up this tree. Neither one of us thinking about, if you actually take the weight off this thing, this root ball is going to snap back up. Mm-hmm. That could send you to the moon. And when we got to that point, when we started seeing some of the resistance and the tree moving, when we're getting these big logs off of making these cuts, it was dictated to me that, okay, now we're going to get a pressure washer, take it out there. And I spent probably 4.5, 5 hours with a pressure washer spraying mud off of this root ball one day to get the weight off of it, cutting off the roots. And I was covered in mud head to toe.
I was going to say, I know where that mud went. Right to you. You were a mud magnet, bro.
And
yeah. When he said what he was about to say, I was like, this is so funny, because I know exactly where that mud went.
Exactly. Yeah. And
only because I tried it.
We have
on a roof.
Me and my old man, we have thrown, ropes up into trees, dead trees, and pulled them down on our own. We're talking, like I said, 60, 70, 80-year-old oak trees.
That's what we do. That's what we do. You know what? That's going to serve you well, Jerry. Alan, This has been an amazing episode, right? We got a little bit different
I
on
don't
this
think
one.
we asked all four, and you're going to the close. And I still have questions. How are you taking constructive criticism?
That was not one of the last ones.
How are you at delivering it?
He's delivering the fuck out of it.
That's a great question.
If it's delivered with a smile, if it's like good eye contact, if I can feel that somebody means well,
so
that's good.
like when you are running your business and I mean you're in it and somebody's telling you something and they're like, I need to tell you this, because you're going to have hopefully mentors around you. Do you have like a de facto board of directors of mentors like Chris that you need to do that?
Well, that's what I'm going to be relying on I'm looking at who I'm joining, the agency owner. I mean, he's going to be my de facto mentor.
But you
for the
need
next
people
couple
outside
years.
of it.
I agree with that. You know what? Something I didn't do because I was afraid to do it. I think that's a great point. And, another great friend of ours, I know, Alan, Matthew Efert does that. He has a personal board of advisors. He uses 3 people outside of the industry.
And give them the ability to tell you no.
Yep.
That's good. I can think of who I want to lean on for that.
I would say pick 3.
Those are the people that I previously worked with, the financial advisors who were in that retirement planning space. Those are all small business owners that I can talk to on my way up
You like that idea?
to run that by them.
Well, I love it.
Because they don't have a financial interest in me, and I don't in them at this point.
No.
I would say
But
pick
if
those
they
guys.
care about you a little bit,
They do.
okay.
If you ask them to be a personal advisory board for you and you say, I just want to meet quarterly with you guys, and I would be honored. I would tell you Matthew did that to people he trusted, which I, by the way, was not one of them. No, I'm kidding.
But you got to listen to
But Matt told me that, and it was like, that was awesome.
I've got 3 names I can think of right now.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a great idea. Thank you.
Alan,
Yeah.
you closed on a high note.
I know. And then we didn't ask them the customer service, but whatever. Go ahead.
But why?
Yeah.
We can put into automation. That's an easy one. If I call your business and I can't get a human on the phone, it drives people off.
It's okay. Done.
Yeah, see?
All right.
All right. Wow. What a great end.
Thanks.
You know what? Let's end this fucker on a high note. Jerry Payne. Jerry Payne, we wish you all the best.
Thank
We're going
you
to
so
bring you
much.
back. We're going to talk about you a lot. We're going to
Yes.
praise you. We're going to help you.
He didn't cry.
And
he didn't cry.
the only thing I feel bad about is that we did not get him to cry on this episode. Oprah, I am not a good interviewer.
There is a side hustle that still exists with my previous audio knowledge. I produce 3 podcasts still on a weekly basis, and I'm happy to lend audio expertise wherever I can. That's something that I can do in my nights and
I think he's
evenings
saying
and
we need
weekends.
help.
Yeah, he did say that. I'm about to make him cry. No, Jerry, I'm kidding it. Guys, get out there, get going and make it happen. You just heard a great story about somebody who's trying to make it happen. If you can identify, let us know. If you can't identify, you're not listening to what we're doing. Lay it down, make it happen. Next week, better week. Next year, better year. Next month, better month. Let's make it happen. Get out of here, Alan. We got to go.
Cheers, everybody.